There's an interesting passage in the book of Hosea this week in our devotionals. In Hosea 6, it says, like Adam, they have transgressed the covenant, or they have broken the covenant. When it comes to what we believe about the Bible, we believe in a paradigm of continuity. Now, that is distinguished from what many American evangelicals hold to, and that is a paradigm of discontinuity. Discontinuity means that there's a great break between Israel and the church. Continuity means that there are some differences between the Old and New Testament, between the Israel and church, but Israel was the visible church in the Old Testament. And the church is the visible church now. The believers in Israel were the church. They were Christians. And the believers in the church are the true Israel. And there are only two covenants. There's the covenant of life that God made with Adam, and through Adam, as our representative, with all of us. The covenant of life was, you may eat of any of the trees in the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you may not eat. And if you do eat of it, in that day you will surely die. And because Adam was our representative head, when he transgressed the covenant, we all were guilty of breaking the covenant as well. And so Adam's guilt, as well as sin's pollution, was passed to us. And as Hosea 6 says, we also have added our own breaking personally of the covenant of life. So we're guilty in Adam already. We're conceived in having broken the covenant of life. And then we also transgress it ourselves. This is very important for us to remember, because the covenant of life is the first covenant. The second covenant is the covenant of grace. The covenant of grace, God the Father made with God the Son, and God the Son was under the requirements of the covenant of life. And so where Adam failed, Jesus succeeded. Now, what this does is opens up the whole Bible to us. It makes the Old Testament just as relevant to us as the New Testament is. And the Old Testament is simply the New Testament concealed. And the New Testament is simply the Old Testament revealed. And all that's said to Israel in the Old Testament is said to us. And as a result of that, we're able to understand how God unfolds his great singular plan of redemption through the entire Bible. This understanding of the covenant of life and covenant of grace is so foreign to most of evangelicalism today. So I hope this week you really are able to reflect on this whole idea of the covenant of life.